Hey guys, Mika here, and it's that time again. It's another one of those sound samples where I get to talk and share another custom tenor size, more better ukulele. One of my top five favorite ukuleles to play. The sound, looks, it's such a just a well-loved ukulele in the ukulele community in the luthier world, and it's just always such a pleasure. And I'm so fortunate whenever I get to play another one. So here is a tenor size custom Chuck Moore ukuleles. And for those of you who don't, maybe just not aware of like, oh, who's Chuck Moore? What is a Chuck Moore ukulele? This is your first kind of experience. Chuck Moore is just one of the most respected ukulele luthiers here, or just in the ukulele world in general. And he's located here in Hawaii on the Big Island, building ukuleles for many years. In my just subjective opinion, he built some of the best ukuleles in the world. Has the most beautiful artwork on his instruments, and it's some of the just when I play his instruments, it just feels so great. As a musician, coming from a musician standpoint, it just feels so right. It just makes so much sense the way he sets up his instruments and how the strings react with the frets and the fretboard and everything just culminating together. It's one of just those S tier ukuleles, and if you're an ukulele collector or you just want a great sounding, amazing sounding ukulele, never hurts to start or add a Chuck Moore to your collection. So this one is a all ulu, and ulu is the Hawaiian word for breadfruit, so like a breadfruit tree. This is all Hawaiian ulu wood right here on the front. Almost looks like koa, but just doesn't have kind of like that grain, kind of like the curly grain pattern of Hawaiian curly koa. But this is ulu wood, Hawaiian ulu breadfruit wood here on the sides and then even on the back. And then we have a nice rope binding. This is Chuck's version of a rope binding. A lot of luthiers here in Hawaii or just in general have their own take and style on a rope binding, and this is Chuck's take on the famous rope binding here on ukuleles. And then you can even find it around the rosette here. On the bridge we have a koa bridge, a koa fretboard, and a koa headstock. Even around the purfling or the binding of the fretboard is that rope binding, and even the rope binding you can find alongside the headstock right here on the sides, just like that. Yeah, and then even here on the top we have the ulu or the breadfruit itself here as the logo. So none of Chuck's logos is here on the headstock. We just have a nice, beautiful. We got that kind of that yellowish burl with the green colored for the leaves. Yeah, and then here on the back we have gold and white Goto planetary tuners. Very, very nice. Some of my favorite tuners to use on an ukulele. So smooth, so accurate with tuning. Just makes your life so much easier when you're trying to tune your instrument. And then we have a Spanish cedar neck here, gloss finish. And then one last thing to mention is that this ukulele does have the side port. So for those of you who don't know what a side port is, if this didn't exist, the only kind of place where the instrument can, breathe, or where the sound, when you're strumming or picking on an ukulele, the sound will go in the sound hole, it reverberates, and then it spits back out a warmer or just a different type of sound. The thing is, when we're playing the instrument, the sound that you want to hear it's right here, but can't be right here and sitting right behind the instrument, right? So basically this side port gives you an accurate representation as if you're sitting in front of the instrument, but you're getting some of that internal sound coming out and spinning out at your face right here. So you get to hear what the ukulele would sound like if you're sitting in front of it, which is impossible. So that's what the side port is. And I've grown to really like it love it over the past few years, and it's something that I would want to put on all of my future custom ukuleles moving forward. So now going into the sound, Chuck Moore's sound of the instruments is easily in my top five. It's just his sound. Again, sound is so subjective on what I hear versus what someone else would hear. Very subjective, but I'll do my best in trying to explain like what I'm hearing. But essentially, like, let's say I just hit an F chord with my thumb. The first thing that jumps out at me is that not only is the quality and the tone, just like the texture of the sound and just the overall, like, how does it resonate in your ears, it just works. It just feels so good. It's just so pleasing and so soothing on the ears. But volume wise, without even me trying to dig into it like that, I can just lightly do that, but yet it's just so much sound, so much resonance, and it can fill a room. It can feel like a small size room, and it's just like, wow, this ukulele can really light up the room and just fill the room with a really nice quality sound. The next thing I hear is when I do fingerstyle and I hear every single string. Everything just so clean and nothing gets muddied over each other. Super clean, just like that. You have a really resonant A string, and for me as a fingerstyle player, it's really important that your A string really sings and it really jumps out at you, because this is where your melody is played for fingerstyle. So it really just comes straight out. So nice. The sustain is so nice, meaning how long does it take for the note to die out? So clean all the way up on the 15th fret, 15, 14, 10, 12, 10, 12. So clean. Even this nice open C chord, so pristine. This octave chord. Everything about the sound of this instrument just works. Well, to my ears anyway, it just sounds so good. This is exactly the kind of sound I would want to hear out of a really great sounding ukulele. Super clean, has so much clarity, but yet so much warmth. Again, it just sounds so good. So it's always such a treat and such a pleasure to be able to play a Chuck Moore instrument. So let's go ahead and get into an uninterrupted sound sample of me playing this instrument. Hopefully folks enjoy it. Here we go. something like that. Oh, it's so fun to noodle on a chalkboard. So here's me noodling around. So charming.